Hey, what's good, Pick and Greens family? It's your boy Picky, back with another breakdown to help you smash your daily picks and rack up those W's. If you're new here, go ahead and lock in, hit that subscribe button now. You're going to want to stick around. As always, I'm about to drop some serious value to help you cash. But before we get into our free picks today, you already know, we got to see what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we had Caitlin Clark going under her 33.5 line, and she had a historic night. She chalked us with a historic night, and we also had Marina Mabry going over her 23.5. She slapped. I gotta tip my cap. She needed a historic night to go over. She slapped us. Sometimes you get slapped. She slapped us, and I'll take that L. But, you know, we take an L once in a while. It's not frequent. It's not often, but we did take an L yesterday. Today, we're making up for it. We're going to cash today. All right, guys, let's get to our first pick. Our first pick today is Jake Ferguson. You see it. Jake Ferguson, and we're going over his 41.5 receiving yards. Now, the pick'em sites, you can see they have him slightly over. In the sports books, it's a slightly over projection as well. But that RotoWire projection is over, and he's been slapping on his hit rate. Now, let's check out the pick'em sites. We got Underdog. We got him at 41.5. Prizepicks at 41.5. We got this is Pick 6, pardon me. It's DraftKings Pick 6, 41.5, and Sleeper got him at 42.5. So, if you want to go over on it, go on one of the sites with 41.5. The sports books, they got them at 41.5 as well. Besides FanDuel, they got them at 42.5. Now, that RotoWire projection is 42.85, a slight 1.35 cushion. His weighted hit rate is 63% over the last 20 games. Over the last 5 games, he's 60%, and over the last 10 games, he's slapping at 70%, and over the last 20 games, he's at 55%. We're in RotoWire, so we can check out a few more stats when we click on his name. Last game, Ferguson recorded 6 receptions, 11 targets for 95 yards in that 28-25 loss to Baltimore. We can see his season stats, 9 receptions, 110 yards, no tutties, but he's averaging 12.2 yards per catch on 16 targets. And we can check out the tight end snap distribution here in RotoWire. It breaks down all the tight ends, how many snaps. You can see Jake is leading by nearly 20 snaps, so he is the main target on the tight end. And you can also see Ferguson's measurements compared to other tight ends. His height, he's one of the taller tight ends. He has a great broad jump at 118 inches, and his cone drill is 7.02. But you guys already know we got to dig deep in Outlier. Okay, guys, we're in Outlier, and we got Jake Ferguson. The line is 41.5, and we're going over. Now, you can see here in the chart over the last 10 games, he's been going crazy. 70% over the last 10 games. Last game against Baltimore, again, he had 95 yards against Baltimore, 93 yards against Green Bay. 2 out of the 3 games this season, he's had over 90 yards. Now, we can see some supporting stats down here. Last game, he was in for 70 plays. 54 of those plays were passing plays. He's averaging 5.1 receptions on 7.5 targets a game over the last, 10 games. We're an Outlier, so you guys already know we got insights. Jake Ferguson has exceeded 41.5 receiving yards in 7 of his last 9 games, averaging 60.3 yards per game. And Dallas, they throw the ball. They're averaging 68% passing plays compared to 32% running plays. And they've had about 200 plays this season. Now we can see the breakdown of the target share right here. When we're throwing the ball, CD's getting most of the targets, obviously. 24 targets this season. Jake is right behind him at 16. Now Jake and Jalen, they're right behind him, but, you know, obviously Jake is a huge threat, being over 6 feet tall and a huge body in the middle of the field. Now, New York, when it comes to stopping tight ends, they're not very good. They're ranked number 21. Now, there's only 32 teams in the league, so they're not bottom, but they're not great, right? So, Outlier's giving this a green light on receiving yards against the tight end. We got the web map down here. We can see we got Dallas is blue, New York is gray. When it comes to passing yards, Dallas is 809 yards already this season passing compared to New York's 569 yards. I think it's going to be a kind of a shootout because I think Dallas is going to try to put up huge numbers. They took 2 bad losses this season already, and they're not trying to be a laughingstock again. They just paid Dak dumb money, and going 1-3 after giving him that crazy money would be insane, especially losing against New York. All right, Dallas is ranked number 6 when it comes to putting up points, 25.7 points a game. Compared to the defense of New York, they're giving up 21 points a game. So New York's already giving up 3 tutties a game, and they're going up against a team that's obviously going to try to put up at least 4 or 5 touchdowns. This may be just a throwing contest. Now, if Dallas gets up big, then they may start running the ball a little bit more. But I'm not even sure they're going to get up big, to be honest with you. I think they're going to win the game, by a good amount, but I don't think it's going to be one of those crazy blowouts. We can come down here and see one of the other things is sacks. Now, New York is ranked number 2 when it comes to sacking the quarterback. That's one of the positives that they do have, and hitting the quarterback and hurrying the quarterback, right? So they're in the top tier of the league when it comes to putting pressure on the quarterback, which may indicate that Dak may have to scramble a few plays, or even dump it off to his running back. So you may want to look at those plays of Dak's running and then the running back's receiving yards. Those may be 2 plays you may be interested in as well. All right, let's check out some insights. You already know some. We already did Jake's insights. Let's check out a few more insights that they have. All right, let me give you 3 of them. Brandon Cook has failed to exceed 39.5 receiving yards in 7 of his last games on the road, averaging 23.6 receiving yards. And we can see here, there's some DraftKings here going under on 40.5 receiving yards. We got Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert has failed to exceed 4.0 receiving yards in 9 of his last 11 games, averaging 2.6 receiving targets per game, and that's on Prizepicks. 82% going under on 4 receiving targets, then Daniel Jones. We got Daniel Jones has failed to exceed 0.5 interceptions in 4 of his last 5 games. So he's protecting the ball a little bit better. Give props where it's due. Give it where it's due. He's going to be throwing more, though, so that might be one that you may be a little bit skeptical on. But on DraftKings, he is under on 0.5. You can see again the records. Dallas is 1-2 and New York is 1-2. Now that'd be crazy if New York comes out 2-2 and Dallas is 1-3. That'd be insane. All right, let's see the money line. And it's the NFL. Anything can happen. Don't get me wrong. No, I'm not saying that it's not life or death, but it would be insane. All right, everybody's putting their money on Dallas. Obviously, you can see 87% of the money line bets are going on Dallas, and 89% of the cash is actually going on Dallas. And the spread bets are going on Dallas as well to cover the spread. So those are things to consider. And with all that being said, you already know we're about to lock in. We're locking in with Jake Ferguson going over his 41.5 receiving yards. Lock that in. All right, guys, before we get to the next pick, you already know I got to give you a moment to hit that subscribe button and hit that like. It really is just a pat on the back for me to say, hey, dude, I appreciate you making the video, and it really helps push this content out to more people. Hey, I also got to show love to RotoWire and Outlier. They are the go-to kings when it comes to research and data analysis. As you can see, we use these bad boys every single video. They are our go-to data analysis, and they're giving you a free trial. You heard it, a free trial. All you have to do is click the link below, both apps, either app you want or both apps. Do your research before you put your bets in. Click the links below, and you get a free app. No credit card required. Now, Dabble, they're giving you $25 just for signing up. So you can put this play that I'm giving you today, put it on Dabble, put $10, put $25 in, right? I say put the $25 that they give you, put the play on Dabble, triple up, right? So that's an easy $75. Now, better, they give you $200 first deposit bonus. Once you use code PICKY, put $200 in, they're going to flip that to $400 to play with. And Chalkboard, they're doing the same, but they're doing it with $100. Use code GREENS. All right, guys, let's get to our second pick. Malik Neighbors. You see it. Yep, we're going Malik Neighbors, and we're going over his 6 receptions. Now, the pick'em sites got him over. The sportsbook's projection is over as well. Now, the RotoWire projection is under, and the hit rate is over. Now, on Prizepicks, you can see they got him at 6 on Prizepicks. On Pick 6, they got him at 6.5. So there's a little differential in those sites there. In the sportsbooks across the board, they got him at 6.5. The RotoWire projection, like I said, is under. They got him at 5.55. That's under 0.45. And the hit rate, the weighted hit rate is 70%. And I mean, he's 67%, right? He's 67%. 2 out of the 3 games he's played, he's been over the 6 receptions. Now, the season stats so far: 23 receptions, 271 yards, 3 tutties, averaging 11.8 yards per catch, and targeted 37 times already this season. Last game, he had 8 receptions on 12 targets, 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns, beating the Browns 21-15. See if you got a little bit more information down here. Advanced stats, how he compares to other wide receivers, he's off the charts. He's off the charts when he compares to other wide receivers. When it comes to air yards per game, air yards per snap, team air yards, yards after catch, team targets, target routes, everything. He's been that guy when it comes to the receiving core. He's been New York's pretty much offense. So that's a good advanced stat that RotoWire gives you. RotoWire gives you a free trial. So click below. Just click the link. You don't need a credit card or anything. I think the trial is it's a few days, so you can use it for all your picks tonight and then the picks for the weekend as well. And then if you want to keep it for next weekend, you can keep it. But I'm telling you, it's only like $19 a month after that. If you do want to pay for it, it's worth it. It's honestly really worth it. All right, we can see his stats over the season so far. He went nuts on the fantasy points the last 2 games against Washington and Cleveland. Minnesota, first game of the season, getting your feet wet, right? Trying to figure out what the league is all about. Trying to build that chemistry with your quarterback. So, I'm not taking that one too heavy, but these look good. These definitely look good. When it comes to snaps, we can see the snap breakdown. He's in there for most of the snaps, 171 snaps when it comes to all of the wide receivers. But you guys already know, we got to dig deep in outlier. All right, guys. We're an outlier, and we got Malik Neighbors. The line is 6, and we're going over. Now, we can see 67% for the season. Last game against Cleveland, he had 8 receptions. Against Washington, he had 10 receptions. And against Minnesota, he didn't go under. It was the first game of his career. He had only 5 receptions. Only 5 receptions as a rookie, right? Only. Now we can see target share. He's getting 12 targets a game, catching nearly 8 passes a game. Last game he was in there for 69 snaps, and 37 of them was passing plays, and he absolutely dominated. We see the target share break down a little bit more here when it comes to receivers. Now when you click on the player, look, you can see how it gets bigger, right? We click on Malik. Click on Malik. This is Malik Neighbors right here. He has absolutely dominating targets. 37 targets for the season. 37% target share. You pretty much know where the ball is going when he drops back. Now, these aren't no scrubs, and he can distribute the ball. Singletary, definitely 10 targets already. Well, that's 3 a game, 3.3 a game. You can look at Singletary in terms of his receiving yards as well, because he's going to get a few receiving yards this game as well. Now, the key matchups, you can go over here and look at the matchups. Click on wide receivers. They're the best team when it comes to stopping the wide receivers. Now, we can see the scoring. Dallas is going to put up numbers. So we already know New York is going to have to air it out to stay in the game. Dallas is going to put up numbers. They're already trying to recoup from these terrible 2 losses. They can't go down, like I said, they can't go down 3-1. So 1-3, pardon me. So they're definitely going to be airing it out. And in response to that, New York's going to have to air it out as well. With that being said, we're taking Malik Neighbors over his 6 receptions. Lock it in. All right, guys. Thanks for rocking with me another day. Again, make sure you guys tap in. RotoWire has a free trial, and Outlier has a free trial as well. Make sure you guys download these apps, use these free trials to get all the information you need before you put your bets in tonight. Another day, another dollar, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.